All right, so what you're looking at is a 23 Ducati V4S Panigale. I have this bike since March. I don't get a chance to ride it that much, and I think she's got 190 miles on her right now. I just came back from a ride, and I want to tell you guys one thing about this thing. It's a blast to ride. It's a ton of fun, and I'm 65 years old. I'm 6 foot one and a half, and I am not that thin. I'm 210 pounds, so I fit on it no problem. So folding up's no big deal. Everything's great. Now, what's bad there? Because there is some bad stuff, and I haven't quite figured out if this is the problem, because the pipes are here. But really, what's interesting is I feel the heat coming out of here like you have never felt. And I'm riding on country roads at 65 to 55 miles per hour, which is the speed limit, but you still feel the heat, a tremendous amount of heat. So if you're going to buy this bike to ride in the city, especially in the summer, spring, you're off your mind. It's too hot. It's too hot of a motorcycle to ride on anything but long, fast roads or the racetrack. The other thing is, today it's about 86 degrees outside, and at this temperature, I had gotten behind a big truck, and I gave him plenty of room. I was riding in second gear, about 20 miles an hour to 30 miles an hour, and I noticed that the temperature on the gauge got all the way up to four bars. Never gets that high. 5 is as high as it goes. So it cools off rather quickly to 3, and then, of course, as soon as you get into fifth or sixth gear, and you're going at 55 to 65 miles an hour, it cools right down to 2 bars, which is where it's running really thermally cool. I would say 3 bars is probably optimum if you're racing it, but 2 bars if you're kind of babying it. So heat is the big issue with this thing. I find that this bike, because I have several of these Ducatis, I find that this particular 23 model shifts much, much smoother than my earlier Ducatis that I still have. It's very, very smooth, this bike. Brakes are great on it, no issues there, no issues with the suspension. Everything really is spot on. The only thing that's really weird is that when you start it up and you're in neutral, you are actually only on running 2 cylinders, and it's a little quiet. And then as soon as you put it in the first gear, all of a sudden it doubles the sound almost, which is activating all 4 cylinders. So if you make a mistake while you're shifting, you go to neutral, you're going to think the bike died. That's how quiet it is. So just be aware of that. The 23 does this. The 22 did not do it. The 21s did not do it. So that's a feature of the 23, and obviously it's for noise, Euro 5 noise probably. Anyway, it's a great machine. If you get a chance to ride one, I would seriously ride it. Do you really need a V4S? Probably not. I mean, I just bought it because I've always had S's, but wow. An unbelievable machine. If you're limber enough to ride one at these ages, and they're not cheap. I think retail is $3,100 without tax. So by the time you're out the door, depending where you live, $3,300 is a fair price, maybe a little higher. Is it worth it? It's up to you. If you got the money, I would buy it. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching.